Today on Chesapeake Shores, we're talking about bounced checks, environmental law, and unwanted resignations. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. We are here doing Chesapeake Shores After Show, Season 3, Episode 7. It's just business. We're all business here. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. Joining me, I have...
Hey guys, nice to be back. I am Julana Dizon.
What's up, guys? I'm Tay Alexandria.
Hey guys, it's me, Carlina Will.
Yes, it's just business. Let's get down to business here. Lots to talk about. I mean, goodness. We'll definitely talk about Kevin and Sarah, what's happening there. Sarah might be moving away. What? Connor versus Danielle. Danielle returns. Jess and David, and we have a visit from Alexandria, David's sister, Bree and Her Manuscript. A little update there. Abby wants to be the greatest mom, and Megan telling off her quote-unquote frenemy, Kate.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then definitely Trace and Mick and what's going on with the bridge. Lots to talk about. Let's just get into it. Overall, what were your quick thoughts, Julana? Let's start with you.
A lot of unexpected things for me happened. I wasn't expecting Alexandria to come back. You know, my predictions were always like they were done. So she came back and I was like, they're going to say I told you so when I go to the after show tonight. And then, I was also really surprised about the Sarah thing. So I was just, the whole episode, I was like, ooh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see this coming.
All right.
I thought about you when that happened, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I remembered your prediction. But overall, I love this episode. There were a lot of cliffhangers, but my favorite part was Connor shutting down Danielle, because we know I do not like her that much, and I'm confused on why she's back. But thank you, Connor, for shutting her down, but we will get into that. But overall, I like this episode.
Gotta agree with Tay on that one. But, Abby trying to be super mom right now. You know what? This is backward camping. That's not a thing. I'm sorry, Abby. It's not a thing.
She tried it.
Picnic, camping, whatever. Like, it doesn't exist. And then, the whole Mick and Trace tension about the bridge.
Ooh, yeah, so much.
Drama.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. Definitely, we're going to cover it all. But let's first start with Kevin and Sarah. Kevin's getting more offers. But now we realize that Sarah got an offer in Philadelphia, and she wants to move back home with her family, which would create a long-distance relationship. Is this good? No! Your thoughts? Because I don't like this.
Definitely not good. I just like when Kevin's face, when she said that to him, I wasn't exactly sure how he was feeling. I mean, I know he wasn't feeling good, but I didn't know if he was like, okay, is this good because I can't get a job in Chesapeake Shores, or bad because he wants to stay there because of his family and doesn't want to leave his family?
Do you guys think this relationship is going to last if it were to be long distance?
Nope.
Yes.
It never lasts.
Really? I mean,
Yes.
I wanted to, but here's the thing. I feel like she is so dominant. Like, she didn't even discuss this with him. It was like, hey, I'm going to Philly, so what are you going to do?
Wait, she didn't say she was going.
Yes, she's thinking about it.
Okay, do you guys think she's actually going? Because I already think she's going anyway. That just how she is as a person and her personality. No?
Carlina?
Listen, Kevin, go to Hawaii. Get yourself a new girl. Because I think Sarah's going. I think she's going to go with or without you because, she really wanted to be close to her family. And you notice when she gave her reasons, she didn't include him in there.
At all. That's what I was saying.
I know. And also when she delivered that news, she had the biggest smile on her face. I was like, you didn't think about Kevin during all this.
No
Which is
conversation.
heartbreaking because we like those two together.
I do like those two together, but listen, Connor's doing well being single, so I'm not going to put it past Kevin. I don't know.
But they just got to the point where they said, I love you, and now she's potentially leaving.
But she's going to pursue her dream that shouldn't keep Kevin back from his dream.
Yeah, but now
He wants to be a paramedic.
What if he got an offer in Philadelphia? I mean,
That'd
the
be
chances
too good.
of that happening.
That would be
probably-
too
The chances.
It'd be way too good. I wonder if he got like an offer in Chesapeake and then she has a decision to make. Is she staying or not? That'd be really good.
Joanna, I believe you had something to say.
Well, I was going to say something, but then I decided that, that would be a really good prediction. So I'm going to save it.
Okay, that's fair. I'm still saying that the fire department there should just open up a position for him. Why not? Because he's
they like
already
him.
working with him. We saw the moment where Kevin was saving that patient.
Exactly.
He's working with those guys there.
Yeah, but now he's even questioning, like, okay, if I go with her, that means I'm not gonna be, like, working. Like, how am I trying to say
can't
this?
be a paramedic
Yeah, he can't
if
be
he
a
leaves.
paramedic. There we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he likes that moment of, like, being hero, and, like, he likes the job. However, like, is he gonna choose her over her job? What are we gonna do?
I know.
Choose the job.
I say
Choose the girl.
job.
I say choose the girl.
Choose
girl.
love.
Well, what are
This
you
is
gonna do?
homework.
Just
You
go
need
with her and then be
Your
broke?
girl cannot pay your bills.
Right, that's what I'm saying. What are you gonna do? Go with her and be broke?
Actually, she
Like,
probably
no,
could.
You can do something else in the meantime.
Love takes over this Chesapeake Shores. Like with Trace. People need to focus on their careers. Maybe they wouldn't be like so hectic, like Trace and Abby. No,
That's a different topic.
that is a different
Yeah,
topic. But I
that
feel like
is
there's
a
a
little bit.
correlation. Okay,
But also, you can't blame her because she says she's been applying for the last 3 years before she even met Kevin. So this is something she's always wanted.
Exactly.
She's
gonna
going.
Take it.
She's
gonna
going.
Go to Hawaii, Kevin.
I don't want Sarah to leave. I don't want to break these two up. We just got them together.
no, I love them, but I just think she's going, and that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I did like that moment where they were together with the flowers. She knows all about flowers and all that. And then she had to ruin it with the bad news of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But we shall see. And we shall also talk to Jessica Sipos next week. She's going to be in studio.
Yeah, let's just ask her about it.
Yeah, so Jessica, we have lots to talk
I have some
about.
questions for you,
next
ma'am.
week. Definitely, you guys, you want to tune in for that. You do not want to miss it. Let's talk about Connor and Danielle. Danielle returns.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and are you all happy that she's back?
No.
Ew. I was so upset. Like from the moment I heard her voice, I'm like, ooh, I know already.
Or from the moment you saw her
I
feet.
was gonna be like
I
done.
know. I just don't like her. Like, leave him alone. Why are you keep coming back? Didn't we write her off of the show?
Yeah, we legitimately wrote
See,
that character off.
We did.
Well, we didn't, but the writers
I know.
did. The writers gave her an out. She came back.
She came back, but Connor conquered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Conquer.
Yeah.
Conquering Connor.
Yes.
How do you like how Connor went about and like figured out and actually got this win over this environmental case?
I really liked it. I think it had like a double meaning. It's like, oh, I beat you professionally, but also kind of like, side note, I also beat you because maybe you want me back and I won.
I loved her face when she like felt. I love that face. It's like, got you. But she's like, I can't do anything about this, and it's work, so she has to keep it civilized.
Yeah.
Listen, I was like, I think she kind of threw him that bone because she was smirking a little too hard when he was talking.
She was.
And I said that,
she
and
set it up?
Andrew
See that
kind of
look on her
like,
face?
no, because I tweeted it, and Andrew was like, huh, you think so? Interesting. So I think that's what we're going to find out. Oops, that's
I hope that doesn't mean
next
we're
episode.
gonna.
No, but like, I think it was kind of like her bone to him, like, kind of still into you. You know, there's a loophole in this case without kind of telling him.
Do you think she still wants him?
Absolutely. She looks thirsty.
Yes.
Do you think he wants her?
No.
No.
No,
And I think he
after all
should
this.
stay
I think
how he
he's
is.
over. Yeah, because, like, he was just like, listen, this is a loophole, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, she's like, did you give her any information? He's like, no, I talked about my dad in the boat. And I was like, yes, Connor, go for it. Yes, Connor, the ultimate revenge. She broke up with him.
smart.
He should be smart. The person who dumps you, don't go back to them.
You don't feel like he might miss her a little bit?
No, Julana, stop fantasizing.
I just want everybody to be happy. I mean,
I can see that. But honestly, I think deep down, we kind of wanted to see a Connor versus Danielle moment, especially in the lawyer aspect.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense that they would have to kind of go against each other.
And I love
Just
that
in
it
that
happened
way.
in the workplace.
Yeah,
In the
professionally.
In the
Professionally.
workplace.
But also, it just shows that Connor has now one-upped her. Like, good on you, Connor, because the last case that we saw with Connor, he lost.
Yeah.
So it's good that he gets a win this time.
Yes.
Like, she broke up with him, but he got her.
Yep.
He did
That's
get her.
ultimate revenge story.
Why it's
Don't
my
go
favorite
back,
part.
Connor.
Or justice story, whatever you look at it.
You need to leave her in the past.
I think Justice story is a good description because, like, when she broke up with him, he couldn't do anything really. He was just defenseless. So at least now he had a chance to fight back and come out on top.
Yeah.
Now, can we just leave her
Yep.
now? Are we
She's
done? Are we done now?
Who are we talking about?
No.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you're right. In the past.
Danielle Bates.
Danielle who?
I think, I mean, after this episode, there's really not much, not to sound terrible, there's really not much more to her character than we can see. So this could ultimately be the topping off her character.
If she comes
storyline.
back, Michael and I are going to have a conversation on the season finale of this episode.
Michael, you have some explaining to do. All right. Well, definitely no need to explain what we do here at AfterBuzz. Thank you, everyone, for always tuning in. YouTube, iTunes, rating, comment, subscribing, and you know what you do when you help us subscribe. Julana.
I will tell you. Hey guys, hey AfterBuzzers. Our network here, as you know, produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. We've got dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more, and there's no network that works harder to serve television fans than we do here at AfterBuzz TV. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more or all of our YouTube channels. And all of them. By subscribing to our YouTube channels, YouTube will suggest content that's catered to you. And you'll help us grow. So don't be worried about pesky notifications. They're optional. And just hit that subscribe button below for our channel and check out all of our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. If you let us know you did in the comments, we will shout you out and thank you here on the air. And for now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, always thank you. A million thank yous to everyone who subscribes and watches us every week. I actually got a comment last week. Someone was wondering how to join the live chat. You do need a YouTube channel /and/or Gmail account. That's how you can actually physically interact in the live chat. But you can still watch us no matter without an account. But to join the live chat, you do need a Gmail. I forget who asked that, but there's some information
Now you know.
for you. So now you have no excuse not to join the live chat. And
What's going on in there?
Yeah, what's going
that's
on?
what
We
I
have
was
our good friends Deb Bailey, Chris Bronio, a lot of cool people here. Melina, welcome.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
Aww.
Oh, we
Finally on it this week.
I know, she figured it out.
Yay.
have Carlina's
Was she the
mom.
one who emailed you, like, how to do it? Probably.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for always tuning in. You guys are always fun. Chris says, no is right, Marissa, for a long-distance relationship for Kevin and Sarah. Ooh, yeah. But, long-distance relationships can work if you really, really put the time and effort into it.
Major communication needs to happen.
Communication.
Major.
Someone's giving up their dream, though, to move.
Yeah, I don't think a long distance relationship this early in their relationship is like
Will work.
No, because someone has to give up their
soon?
dream, yeah.
Yeah, too soon.
And we know it's going to be Kevin's dream,
Well,
which is sad.
we'll talk
she's just
all
like-
about it with Jessica, who plays Sarah.
Sarah.
I mixed them together. Jessica and Sarah. Next week. Tune in. All right. Moving on to Jess and David and what's happening. They're back at the B&B, but we have David's sister, Alexandria, visits. I love her.
Love
She's
her
cool.
so much.
She fit into that society so well.
Yes. Can we just talk about how I predicted one of the Pecks coming back so early
did.
on?
You did.
She came on.
I thought you meant the parents, though.
Yeah, I
was
thought
saying
the
any of
Pecks
that.
weren't totally over.
I said
before.
anyone. I knew
They
someone
were.
from the family was coming. I was like, the Pecks. I just looped them all together. But I got a little hesitant, like Jess did, when she was like, "Oh, we need you to help me with the company." I was like, "He's not going back. Sit down, Alex."
I got that
And
vibe.
then, yeah, right. I
got that
felt
vibe.
like me and Tay would be on the same page. Like, sit down. He's not going back. But then she was like, "Help me learn about the company." I was like, "Okay, you could stay."
I don't know. Yeah, at first I thought that she was being sent in by the parents. Because they're like, okay, well, obviously, David wouldn't go back if his parents asked him to, but if his sister, like, he would be more feeling more sentimental towards that situation. So I kind of was really suspicious of her when she came back. But then by the end, I was like, no, I think she just was really genuine in coming back and wanted his help. And it's all good.
I never thought that, though. I thought just she's always to me had a genuine heart as far as their relationship. So even back when they went to go visit in Maine, she was just like, hey, this is low-key what my parents are doing. So I feel like she always had their best interest. So I don't know. I didn't think that.
No, I already told y'all what I thought. I didn't think that she was coming back on behalf of the parents. I think she was coming back because I thought she really needed his help. But I thought she wanted him to come back, like, as my brother, can you come back and help me? But when
Come back to the actual. Come back to Boston.
Yeah, that's what I originally thought. But then I realized she's like, I want you to just help me with the company. Then I was like, okay, cool. And I really loved her bonding with the O'Brien sisters. How she could say that.
She fit in so well with all of them.
The ice cream scene. Remember I told you this?
Yeah, this is the ice cream.
It was it. Yes. I'm so glad it finally came to fruition.
What if she moved to Chesapeake Shores somehow?
I wouldn't mind it.
She's running a company. She can't.
What if she leaves the company and
She
said,
can run the company
oh, well.
anywhere, right?
Because
She can.
There's meetings.
Yeah, you're gonna meet people and.
But I liked Alexandria. I liked how she genuinely needed help, and she was like, she actually admitted, like, hey, I was always envious of David for what he could do. Like, he's smart, and he can stick up for himself and walk away whenever he's like, he walks to the beat of his own drum, and she admired that, and like, I like that she realized that. And also her asking David, I think it was just she got a lot of self-doubt, and she just needed David to help her along. And I liked how David was like, you can do this. It just takes time. He did it for 3 months. She only did it for 2 weeks. Yeah, so I was like, to put things in perspective, he had a little bit more experience. She just needed some reassurance. That's all she needed.
Yeah.
And time away from those toxic parents.
God, can you imagine like running the company but having those kind of parents right there on you in the same house all the time? Ugh.
I have it somewhere in my notes. I was like, thank goodness David and Alexandria turned out to be good people.
Right.
Compared to
Wait,
where
why
they
won't she
came
move
from.
out?
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Maybe
she
it's
does still live there.
cheaper.
Alex, why haven't you moved out?
Because she don't have to pay rent at her house.
That's true.
They probably have a chef and that cooks her food all the time.
That's true.
Would you
True.
move out?
Yes, if I left with those parents.
With those parents, I think I would. I would
I'm
figure
sure
it
that
out.
they have like a guest house that she lives in or something.
Still
That
too
place
close.
is so big.
Too close. I need to be across.
But did you catch? There was a quote that I caught where she said, "It's almost as if they're setting me up to fail." And then Bree was like, "Maybe they are," and that's what made me think like, maybe the parents like we're centering or something.
They're coming back still. I still believe. The
they're
parents
coming
are
to
somehow
Chesapeake.
coming back.
And David welcomed them.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, there was also
We're ready for you.
Yeah, there was also the line when they were in the B&B. They're like, when we sweep things under the rug or whatever, when we don't discuss everything. I was like, yeah, and David still hasn't really discussed all of his problems with his parents. Or we at least haven't seen it, us, the viewers.
Yeah.
So I still think the Pecks
coming.
might come back. I don't want them to come to Chesapeake Shores.
I do.
But I do want them to clear out the air.
I want them to come to Chesapeake Shores as soon as Megan reads that book.
Oh,
It's going to be great.
One problem at a time.
seriously.
I was like, that'd be too much. We can't deal with the Pecks on the boat either.
Oh, no,
when all that
they're not
goes
invited on
down.
the boat.
No.
Heck no. I'm just saying. One problem at a time. Or like one family problem at a time. But yeah, I like Alexandria. She can come back anytime, honestly.
She's cool.
Like David did open the doors, like, come back and visit.
Yeah,
whenever. I was like,
did.
yeah,
That is
Alexandria,
so
please.
ideal.
Please.
I love him.
Who, David?
Yeah.
He does no wrong. Has he done? Doesn't done anything wrong, right?
Not yet, no.
Not really.
Yeah, I don't see. He's like perfect. Anyway,
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
great.
perfect, but
what
we're
has he
waiting.
done wrong?
We don't see a weakness yet.
There's no
We haven't seen a
weakness.
weakness. Yeah, but real quick, because they purposely put this in this episode, we saw the wood siding like kind of get a little destroyed. What do you think this is? A big problem for...
Termites.
It could be termites. I think it's termites. Or just water damage. I mean, they are on... They're surrounded by water.
Is it bad? I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't.
I think
Don't feel
bad, Tay. I honestly was like,
I was like, oh, okay.
I thought this was purposely placed in this
I thought it was just like
episode.
a bonding time with the family, and
It
like him and Kevin. I don't know.
It probably had a significance that we just looked over.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it. She was like, oh, okay.
Because we
no
don't know
problem.
anything about wood.
Yeah.
Wood siding. I think it was so quick, but I was like, it seemed too random to not, or just to be there.
And we always know Kevin's always hungry.
What?
I love that moment. It's like, you want my recipe? Mac and cheese balls? I'm like, no. No. All right. Let's move on to Bree and her manuscript. She now has Nell read it. But we haven't really got Nell's reaction to it yet.
Those final 10 seconds of this episode was like eerie to me. It just kind of just faded out with like, you should show it to your mom first, and it just faded out. I'm like, what? What happened? It's so eerie.
That's the setup for the finale.
It is a setup. Because that's actually one of my predictions, actually. But yeah.
For me, I just don't know why she wouldn't like give her opinion at all until the mom read it.
Because maybe there's something in there that the viewer, like we don't want to know yet.
Oh.
Maybe that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for Megan to read this book. Can y'all hurry up?
You just want to
You
blow
just
up.
want her to read it and run away from Chesapeake Shores.
I do. I want her to pack up her things and just move. It'll be
You
great.
really don't like her.
No, I like her more than Danielle. Stop.
Okay, that's true. No,
right.
you're right. Yeah.
Danielle is the lowest of the bars for you. This goes on the Carlina list of everything. This running list that we have for her. But then, I think ultimately you have to forgive Danielle. I don't know. On that list. No, that's asking too much.
Yeah.
Getting back to this manuscript, all right? We're getting close. Everyone in the rest of the family, except for Mick and Megan, are the only two, I believe, that are left to read it. The parents. Because it has a lot to do with, we know, the whole situation of Megan leaving.
Yeah.
But now it's getting to Megan.
Maybe they'll read it
gonna cause
together
issues.
on another parent date.
Julana can sit down.
Wait.
So
No.
against the
Hey,
relationship.
hey,
my ideas.
So against the relationship.
You don't like any of my happy ideas.
Carly, here comes
I
Carlina
like it,
shutting it down. Every time when it comes to Mick and Megan.
They're friends. They're starting their new bridge, but that bridge might not get built once she reads this book. We'll see. No, I really do. I want her to read the book to start her apology tour. Because remember I said I need her to go on that tour and apologize to each kid, because I feel like this is what's really going to come out. Like, your boat prediction and everybody's just going to be talking. I need her to go around and truly say, I'm sorry to each kid and be specific. Because I feel like Bree's book is going to target each one and then get to Mick. And like I said, once she finishes her apology tour, I will then forgive her.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds really intense, an apology tour. That sounds like it'd be
A
like
whole tour.
a whole, how many people are in their family? 6?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Like 6
She's
or
gonna
7
send-
straight days of her crying. And, with each kid, if she goes and apologizes to each kid, that's
Or
very emotionally
We
draining.
just do it on a boat and apologize
that's
to
what I'm
everybody at
saying.
once.
Just do her little
You got
Apology
like
tour.
6 birds with one stone.
She wants an apology tour like all next season, a new episode with a different kid,
Or a
like
mini-series.
apologizing, a whole like side mini series.
It could be a
spin-off.
miniseries.
Tay, what are your thoughts? How do you think Megan's gonna react to this?
I said it earlier. I think she's gonna, because clearly it's a buildup of like the book is pretty much all about her and like the problems of the family. So once she reads it, it's gonna be a blow up, and that's actually that's one of my predictions too. So I don't want to talk about it too much, but
Oh my god.
I just feel like that's
Yeah.
just going to happen. It's going to be a blow up, and it's going to be a problem, and do Carlina's apology tour and something.
My mom
happening.
agrees with my apology tour, but you know what? Debbie agrees with you guys. She said, didn't she kind of do an apology tour? She's like, with Jess, Debbie, that's one person. I'm talking about a whole tour.
That's true
With
with
everybody.
Jesus.
That would count. I would accept that, Megan, with
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, we're getting there because Jess had clear from the beginning
Yeah.
of just the show in
Yeah.
general. It seemed like Jess had the biggest issue, and now Jess and Megan seem okay. Now we're working with Bree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what I mean. by
Every
the
season
tour.
is a new
yes,
is one of the children.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
And then we're already up to season 5. Love it.
And then Mick, so season 6.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I like it. See, I see you writers. This is how we plan ahead. All right. I think we covered that pretty much. Let's talk about not to say Megan's a terrible mom, but like a good mom, a great mom, Abby.
Yay.
Abby, she's doing all these awesome things for her kids. And she's competing with Miss Marvel, personalized headboards and Italian dinners.
That's my favorite
What's up,
cuisine,
spaghetti?
though.
I
That's
love
my favorite
Italian.
cuisine.
You know she didn't do spaghetti. You know it was something gourmet.
No, it was something like
butter garlic shrimp pasta.
with-
That's what it
right.
was.
That looked perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
with the bread and the oil
Yeah.
and the wine, and you dip
On the
it
side.
properly. And
That you mix around.
I think Abby just needs to chill out, though. She's doing way too much. A reverse picnic. What is that? And then you have to walk backwards on the way out. Just reverse
You eat
everything.
your dessert first, and then you eat your what? And then you eat the
then you
meal.
eat
And then
the
what did
meal,
she say? She's like,
then you eat the
we're going to
appetizer.
dry off first and then jump in the lake. What?
Yep.
Excuse me?
I was like, Abby, you're really going nuts now. Nobody does.
Calm
I think
down. You're an
that's-
amazing mom. Calm down. Don't compare yourself to other mothers.
But that's so Abby-like. She is the person who, the overworker, she overdoes things.
I get it.
That is the perfectionist aspect of her. So it's very true to character.
Yeah.
But she's letting things slip at work. She's pushing deadlines.
Missed the
She's
deadline.
She's getting tired. Drinking more coffee, girl. I feel you.
No.
She's always drinking coffee, but it was like double time this episode.
Mm-hmm. But she's trying to find that balance of being the perfect mom, being the perfect businesswoman, and she's not striking that balance.
No, I feel like she had that balance though. But I think when what's her name again came in the picture,
Terry Ingram.
Terry came in the picture. Now she's second guessing everything, and that's a problem. I already thought she was an amazing mom and had everything balanced out. Mm-hmm. No,
And then she got some self-doubt.
Plus, like, isn't she just getting all of her ideas from Terry anyways? Because she reads her blog.
she just needs to go on Pinterest. Get off of the blog now. Just go on Pinterest. No.
I cannot with you. You haven't said anything even. You've just been crying, laughing over there for
Because
that.
you guys are saying everything I'm thinking. Like,
That
it's
is annoying me
great.
right now. You're good. You're a beautiful mom.
Great.
Stop.
They said everything I needed to say because Marissa's talked about her falling behind at work. You know, don't mess with your money, that kind of thing. I didn't even think that she was stealing. She's like thought of her as a mentor. She's using her
No,
ideas.
I don't think she would
anyway.
think of doing reverse picnics. I don't think that she
Yeah,
would go that
that's- yeah.
crazy. I'm
Miss
so
Maisel
mad
does
about that.
Who? Miss Maisel? What do you think about
Miss
that?
Wrong
Marvel
show,
or Mabel?
Miss Marvel.
Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Marvel. Sorry, Miss Marvel would not do that. She would not do no reverse.
She has actual creative ideas, not like reverse picnics.
We now also see that now Abby has to work on this case, I guess, or like whatever project with Miss Marvel.
What do you think it is?
So, yeah, that's my question. What do you think this
I was
is?
so shocked with that. Like, why are you requesting
Like she has to
her?
take on Miss Marvel's account?
Oh gosh.
Maybe
She's gonna have a
Miss
meltdown.
Marvel isn't as perfect as we think she is.
Yeah, but why would she want Abby to know that?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. Abby doesn't need that right now. On top of the fact that she looked up to Miss Marvel and then finding out that it's the new future wife, and she's gonna have a meltdown.
Carlina has a thought.
What do you guys think? Like it is that she's like what could the case be?
That's the question. I think it shows that maybe Miss Marvel isn't as perfect as she's, set out to be.
Yeah, maybe Abby will realize that, oh, she's just a normal person too, and she'll calm down and start being a regular Abby again and not Superman.
I know
Abby.
it's like not possible, but I would lose it if she was like, "I need you to look over my prenup real quick."
I don't think Abby
think they
does
signed a
that.
prenup?
I know Abby doesn't do it, but that would be perfect. That I would die laughing. I know it's not gonna happen, but I'm just trying to think like, what could it be? Because she's so perfect. I don't know.
So you thought of a prenup?
Yes, because she has to protect her assets from Wes,
Well,
which
what
every
kind- what-
woman should.
So we
one's-
know you're signing a prenup when you get married.
If you're married to Wes, yes. Come on,
Yeah.
You already saw.
Well, we're gonna learn more about Terry Ingram. Which, by the way, did you recognize the director's name of this episode? Also named Terry.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
I knew I recognized the name because he's directed so many Hallmark stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, Terry. And so when Terry Ingram, the character, came in, I was like, I know this name from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a shout out to the actual director, director's name, Terry. So we'll learn more about Terry, but I think Trace was such a good man in like calming Abby down. You're a great mom. And we also had that sweet moment from Caitlin with the note.
Yeah, that was really
The
sweet.
grapes are
That was
wrapped
perfect
note.
timing. I feel like
Yeah.
very perfect timing.
I thought it was great because also I'm pretty sure Miss Marvel's not getting any of those notes from the girls. But
Y'all are hating on Miss Marvel. I actually like Miss Marvel. Y'all
I
stop
like her
talking
too.
about
I like her too. But I think when we're obviously on the side of Abby, we're gonna
Yeah.
root for her.
Yeah.
Because not to say, Marvel's the enemy here, but we're gonna be more for
Right, and that's the thing. It's not even a bad situation. Like,
No.
if you have to have somebody be a stepmom, you might
You
as well
want
have the
Terry,
person you
exactly.
admire.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. You're gonna be a little bit jealous. But she's always gonna be mom. She's, Terry's never gonna be able to be really mom.
I love how Abby tried to like shade Trace a little bit. She's like, she's like, oh, stop trying to be like, overdo yourself. And she's like, so what? You're just gonna be like, spend days with us and then be nights on the tour. And I just wanted to like look at her and be like, Abby, sit down.
I caught that.
This guy does
I
not.
got it too.
This guy does not have an ex-husband plus 2 kids. Like you're lucky to. You are lucky to be with him. He's not lucky to be with you. You're lucky to be with him. Have you seen Trace?
Really? Because if you don't want him, I'll take him.
I'll take him. No, she's just been so hard on him, and it's like give him a break. He's not used to being a dad. Like give him a break. So I was a little upset about that.
But she did have a good point too. I see it both ways. I see it both ways. I really do, because Trace is trying to figure out things on his end too. We'll definitely get to Trace, don't you worry. But let's get into Megan. Megan had some issues this episode. She's up against a lot of people were like against other people. It was like person versus person this episode. Megan versus Kate Pragnell. First of all, what were your thoughts of Kate when she came into the picture?
I was like, who is this?
Yeah, exactly.
It was this attitude on a woman.
I mean, it's just a weird situation. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, you can go to someone and be like, oh, we're accepting your resignation.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just like, you're being fired, but actually we're forcing you to quit.
Yeah.
I just didn't know people did that.
Yeah. They don't have to pay severance.
She's weak to me.
It's true.
She's very weak.
And then you look a little bit, and it protects their reputation because it looks like they resigned instead of they were fired.
Or like wrongful termination.
Can't you sue for that though?
It's very
Technically?
corporate. It's very corporate. Like you would definitely see that.
Right,
in the
but
corporate
then
world.
what if you said no? Like, because she ended up saying no.
Yeah, she said no.
She did say.
So
which I
now they would
love.
have to find probable cause to get rid of her. So then the next step would be a firing.
See, but for me, I actually feel like this was a life lesson for me because one, I didn't know that was something that people did.
Yeah.
And if that would have happened to me, I probably would have not known that I would be allowed to say no. So now, if it ever happens,
Yeah.
I
You
know
can say
that
no.
that's an
You
option.
could say no,
That is good.
yeah.
And I learned it from Chesapeake Shores.
The more you know. I love this moment though. When we find, I loved how Nell got involved. Like, this isn't the work of Kate. This is actually the work of the mayor. That mayor guy, he's such a coward. Like, where is he in this episode? Like, just don't send your minions to do your dirty
Right.
work.
You're pretty much a
Come
minion,
on.
yeah.
But he sent Kate to help fire Megan. That's just so low.
Do your own dirty work.
Exactly.
They never do. They'll send
True.
people. I'm gonna stick with my prediction, like for when Michael is here, about Nell trying to ease her way up to that mayor spot.
The mayor. I mean, she'd be a better mayor than
She would.
Mayor Frank
She'd probably
Devine,
make
who's not
muffins for
Devine.
everybody.
No, don't you love how she said your muffins aren't
Yeah.
gonna get me, aren't gonna persuade me?
Right? You can't get me, and you can't tempt me with muffins. See, those muffins, man, they're magic. But yeah. But what were your thoughts of when Megan actually told her off? Actually stuck up for herself.
She fought for her job. I
I
respect it.
love moments like that, just like when Connor and Danielle love moments like that. I didn't think actually she was gonna do it, but I feel like Nell always saves the day, so she was like a push to like, look, you can say no, and I'm glad it happened that way.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Julana, you liked it?
Yeah, I was happy about it. What I said before, it was cool to know that you could say no.
Because I definitely would have said no. Like, excuse me for what? I would ask questions. I wouldn't have let it go.
You would ask right. I would have felt awkward. Like, okay.
Tay was gonna be like, "This is what we're not gonna do." I'm not gonna resign. Like, I would love to be there. It'd be great. I'd be
Like,
like sitting
excuse
there
me?
like watching.
Like,
for what?
why? I have questions about this.
No, I would have like, let me talk to the mayor myself.
Yeah,
Thanks.
see?
Excuse me. Move person, like little minion. Let me talk to him. As a matter of fact, no, I'll be there
It'd
in
be
a
great.
second.
Great
Yeah, and I
TV.
mean that lady Kate, she definitely looked like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Now
She
this
looks
is a big problem
scared.
for
She
me.
was scared. She's weak to me.
She was doing her job.
Whatever, she's weak still. She's a minion. You want to get paid to be a minion, okay.
Yeah, she's a minion, she's a pawn.
The minions of Chesapeake Shores.
Exactly.
That's a good spin-off.
I know. Wow, we're just creating a lot of little web series.
Web series, yeah.
That'd be great to watch, honestly. Let's do that. All right. I did love this moment. I was like, all right, Megan, sticking up for yourself, especially, and also solidifying her place within the community there.
Yeah.
She has a job. She has a reason to stay.
Right.
And she really does have the true, genuine passion for the arts. So I was like, it makes sense that she's still there.
Yeah.
So good for you.
Yes.
Good on you. All right, let's move on to Trace and Mick. Some problems here. We realize that Greg Lanier, one of the managers who left a lot of problems for Trace. Money is missing, and Mick does not like that. Ooh, what are your thoughts of how this all went down and how Mick, first of all, how Mick reacted to this? Julana, let's start with you.
Well, at first I would say I think he went overboard, but then I question that because he is a really good businessman, obviously, in all of his other endeavors, and it's just a matter of business versus personal in this one because it's with Trace. So I feel like he's just going about the way that he would treat any other business that he had, which is smart and what a successful businessman would do. But I didn't really see this whole scenario coming, so I was kind of shocked about the whole thing, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of other things that we've predicted about.
Yeah.
No, I actually agree with Mick. I agree with you only because it is a business first. If you start putting personal, then that's when stuff gets messy. However, so because it's so business, do you think that now he's officially going to fire Trace in a way? But it's that's what I was confused about, that because it's a partnership. But remember when Mick was talking to Abby and it was like, have you talked to Trace? Is he okay? You should check up on him. I feel like that was a setup, like, look, I'm about to kind of fire your boyfriend.
I know, but then there was that moment where...
Is that in the contract?
Yeah, that's the contract. That's what I was questioning. Like, so are they a partner? Because when you walked back in and had all who were they? The men that came in and like look over
people
the
who were
business?
doing more accounting.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently.
Then he said like, oh, my partner. I'm just like, well, what are you doing, Mick? Like,
But
is
then
that your partner?
remember that moment where Connor was like looking at the contract and he seemed like he found
Yeah.
something that Trace could use to fight back with.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused now.
Carlina?
Oh my gosh. I feel like by the time you guys get to me, y'all said all the good stuff.
Okay, we'll start with you next time.
No. So I agree. I think because of Connor's, hint to Trace, they are going to have something, Trace is going to have something to fight Mick on. I don't think he was going to fire Trace. I think it was going to be a demotion, not go from a partnership to I own the bridge,
general
and
manager
you're
or
just the
something.
general manager. So I didn't think it was going to be a fire because he would not do that to his daughter's, boyfriend. But it was going to be a demotion. That's what he means by be there for him, because he's going to lose, operations and that title, the run of the bridge. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I'm going to run it the way I'm going to run it. Right. So Trace was going to get a demotion, and that's why he brought in the financial team to look over the budgets. I really think Mick was planning to take over the bridge.
Yeah, that looked like a serious takeover.
Yeah, so I don't think Trace was going to get fired. He would have been better off fired than a demotion.
Right.
The idea you built and you build everything and then you're just like the general manager, that sucks.
I have a good prediction for that.
Yeah, I also have
Are we
a prediction.
almost there? I don't want anybody to say it before I say it.
Yeah, I have a prediction too. I get that. I don't think he'll be demoted, quote unquote.
Well,
but
he can't.
I think
He brought the contract back.
The contract,
Yeah.
but also if you've read the contract, this says dissolution of a partnership, so the partnership could actually just split.
That's what I'm confused about the partnership though. Like, how can Mick actually? Is it because he put up the money? He can make those types of decisions.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Mick financed it, and Trace physically helped build it
The only way that would
and run it. And he's the on-site manager.
Trace would have to buy out Mick.
Exactly. But it also says once all the assets are paid off, then you can, dissolve the contract, dissolve the partnership.
And here's where predictions.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're kind of on
get
the
there.
same wavelength for that. But it doesn't look good. I wasn't really surprised how Mick reacted, because we've seen him with other deals that are going south, and we've seen Mick take charge and fix everything. So it was definitely, Mick's character to do this. I didn't like how he was so cold though. It's like, this is Trace. This obviously wasn't done on purpose or maliciously. Just throw him a bone just a little bit.
I can get how it's frustrating to him for a business aspect though.
Yeah, definitely for finances.
For finance purposes.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But also, I think Mick could just be a little bit more empathetic
Yeah, give him a hug or something.
No, it depends how much money you cost me. Are you serious?
6 months in the hole.
Because apparently it's a lot the way they're
there's
putting
no
it.
sympathy. That's my money, dude. We got to get it back. We're getting it back somehow.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, I'm not playing.
Again.
Like, there's two things you don't play with: somebody's family and their money.
Money.
Like,
But this is
no.
both.
Exactly.
Which makes it worse.
And what it comes down to is your finances. Because it's not
just
your blood.
business.
He's just dating your daughter. There's a difference.
That's why I don't think going in business with family is
you should
necessarily
not.
a good idea.
I mean, I don't even think Mick really wanted to. I think Trace like kind of persuaded him, you know, because he knew about that. He's like, listen, this is going to have to be a partnership. You know, I'm going to trust you. And I think he even said that, like, I'm going to trust you to run it.
Yeah.
And then he failed by hiring a cheapskate. So now I agree with Mick. I would take it over. And I would buy Trace out of his portion and kick him to the curb and be like, go back on tour.
He can hire Kevin because Kevin doesn't have a job.
He will eventually have a job.
But
I'm sorry, that was so shady, but I loved it.
why was that shady?
It's like, he doesn't have a job. He has job offers. He made it seem
But
like-
not in Chesapeake Shores.
He has to figure out that whole Sarah's situation first.
Yeah.
Connor's working there.
Yeah, that was very nice of Connor to, you know,
Bartend,
lend
yeah.
a hand
Yeah.
and be like the bar back and all that. So good on Connor for this episode. He won his case and he helped Trace with
Yeah,
everything.
Connor,
so
you
it's
did
like,
good this
yes.
episode.
and also finding that little snippet in the contract that will cause some issues in the future. Overall, is going to be problems with the bridge because I think Mick did bring up the good point. It's like, can you promise me you're not going to be gone for more than 2 more months? I'm like, yeah, that's true, you can't.
And he couldn't answer it.
He couldn't. I was like, yeah, Mick, you got him there. But I still think Trace is going to be done after the tour. And he can come back and fully focus on the bridge. It'd be nice. All right, anything else about this episode before we move on to our special segment? I think we covered it. All right, let's get to our See You at the Shore special segment. For those of you who may not know what that is, we're going to take you to a shore, or at least suggest a cool shore that you should check out every week. And today it's brought to you by Carlina.
Ding. You guys, we are going all the way over to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. You know, be safe. I know they have that hurricane going on, which is pretty crazy. But Myrtle Beach is very beautiful, so I wanted to highlight it. Their population is 27,000, so a little smaller. The town has an area of 23.6 square miles. Majority of that is land, with 0.2 being water. 33.6% of the population are between the ages of 25 to 44. So that's about like our
That's
age.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
demographic.
That's like
hip-
a fun beach town.
The hip people. Let's take a, while we're at it. So the town started in the 20th century.
Cute.
Franklin Burroughs. Yeah,
That is
this house is
adorable.
really pretty, isn't it? Like, it's on the beach. I was like, that looks like a little short
Pretty
house,
house.
right? So it's a tourist destination, and it was built to rival Florida's.
I was going to say it looks like
Yeah,
Florida a lot.
yeah, that's why it was built. But Franklin couldn't complete it, so his sons completed, transforming Myrtle Beach, and a contest was named in the area, and Burroughs' wife suggested honoring the locally abundant shrub, the southern wax myrtle. So that's why it's called Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach hosts a variety of special conventions, events, musicals, concerts, attractions like beaches, legends in concert, retail restaurants. But my favorite is the Myrtle Beach has the Sun Fun Festival. So it's a way to celebrate the beginning of the tourist season. You know, I really think like Florida they were like coming after us. I don't know.
I didn't know beaches had rivals.
I know, right? Like, now we
Like, is that a
know.
thing
Now we know. Events include the human checkerboard games and a local law requiring everyone to wear shorts or a bathing suit or face a fine.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So no nudity. That's good.
Or I guess that, or like you just can't show up in your regular clothes, you know? You have to like
You gotta
be
be
a
having
part of
fun
it.
in the
Yeah,
sun.
that's what I was thinking, you know?
I was thinking to avoid nudity.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
awkward.
But the picture up there, I don't know if they took it down or put it back, but there was like a convertible cupcake car. So the entire car was all in cupcakes. It was a real edible
Wow, that's
cupcakes.
cool.
And she won. Look at that. Look at that. That is heaven for me.
No, I mean, Like,
That's
think
so
about
much
how,
sugar.
Does it move?
Yes,
Probably
Yeah.
delicious. Marissa.
Probably.
No, but I mean it's not affecting the wheels. You know, they probably
Yeah,
don't
but
have
look
any
how
really
all
close
the
to the
dirt
wheel.
when she dries. I would love to eat it, but all the dirt when she
Well,
dries.
get one
it goes on-
get one from in the seats.
Yeah.
If it's not squish, if you didn't sit on it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Marissa
cool.
is being a cupcake
No,
pessimist.
I love
over here.
cupcakes. I really do. I love
It's a
cake.
nice concept.
So much sugar. What
I
if
don't.
there's squish?
I don't like it on the outside of my vehicle though. I like it in my mouth and in my stomach.
Do you think she was eating it while she was driving?
I would.
I don't know.
I'd hope you have a fresh batch, not from like
probably had
her
extras.
side view mirror.
Carlina, how long do you think it would take to cook all those cupcakes?
Ooh, that's at least
Days.
4,000 to 5,000 cupcakes
Really?
to
That
cover
many?
that card. Yeah. So that would take, depending on how big of a team, you can get it done in 3 days.
What if it was just you?
A week? A week and a half? That's a lot.
That's still quicker
cool.
than what I
Because the
would think we
pans
do.
are only like,
Right.
the standard pan is 12.
Yeah.
And then if you have a bakery, you can probably get 24. The double pans. Like, come on, man. There's only so much. And depending how many ovens you have, that's a lot.
That's cool. I just like wanted to know what was her thought process like. Let me have a car that's covered in cupcake.
Well, she's
'Cause that's
probably
brilliant.
like went to Chesapeake Shores. Remember that quote she said in Chesapeake Shores, calories don't count. So hey,
That's true.
Nice
go.
quote.
I love that
let's
line.
just bring it to
So
Myrtle.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that line. All right, so cool. Thank you, Carlina. That was Myrtle Beach. And if you're from Myrtle Beach or have been to it, let us know. And what was your experience there, Myrtle Beach? So now we have your Sarasota one. Right?
Yep.
And Myrtle Beach. So we have a Florida and Myrtle. So there you go.
And they look similar.
They do.
We'll have to-
That was their rival.
Yeah, we'll have to
Can't believe
check
it's
out
rivals.
both and see which one is fun. All right, let's get into just a little bit of news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I think you mentioned it like real quickly or earlier. There is the actual Hurricane Florence that is on its way, or it's currently in the process, and the actual people living among the actual Chesapeake Bay are preparing for the storm and for the hurricane. So if you're down in that area and just anyone who's affected by Hurricane Florence, we ask that you be careful and you be safe. We're thinking of you, and don't do anything stupid. Because hurricanes are no joke. But so yeah, the actual people from Chesapeake Bays that's getting affected by all that. And also we know that Barbara Niven and Andrew Francis just wrapped up Christmas in Evergreen 2, Letters to Santa, which we have yet to have an actual air date for that, but tune in because that is part of the Countdown to Christmas, part of the 34 movies that they have this year. They have a lot. Yeah, they have a lot of movies this year. So tune in for Christmas in Evergreens 2, which just wrapped. The fun behind the scenes photos and videos it looked like everyone really enjoyed their time there. So now they're done. All right, let's move on to some predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Cool, Julana. I know you had a big prediction, so we'll start with you.
I did, but I feel like we should start with Carlina.
Why?
Because you just said we said everything that you want to say for the whole show.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I want you guys to go
Okay,
first because
alright.
I want to shout out the chat later.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think as far as the bridge goes, there was a moment at the very end that I was nervous about. And when the guy from the team that came up to Trace and he was like, "Oh, I hear you're the one that really likes country music." I was like, why did he say that to him? And I feel like they're going to try to make the bridge into something more universally because country music is popular, but it's still kind of a small niche versus
Yeah, it
if
is.
it was just a everyday sports bar or some other kind of theme that more people would be adept to coming into.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to try to change the theme of it,
Oh,
which I am
That's
not
gonna be
for.
such a problem.
That's a
I do
good
not
prediction.
like this. I don't like that.
That is really good.
I don't like that either. Shoot, no. All right, Tay.
I think Mick and Trace is going to have a major problems down the line, but I just don't know what. And there's going to be a major blow up when their mom reads the book, and Bree is going to decide not to publish it after all the drama that it's about to cause. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? You say it. I'm so sick of this. Watch that be right though.
That's good.
I like
I was
that.
just thinking because
Actually, I
like
like that.
we're the book is called Chesapeake Shores, so I think the book was published.
No, I think it's called All of Our Yesterdays, which is actually the episode title for the finale. So
Oh, is it? See?
all about the book.
Yeah.
It's all about.
She meant. I don't know. That's my prediction.
Okay. Good one though. But Danielle's not coming back. She's gone by.
Hopefully though.
Megan will definitely read the book, but I don't know if the blow up's going to be like imminent. I think they're going to save it for the finale.
I don't think it's going to be the finale. I think it's going to be the second to the last finale. Because the finale has to be happy.
Not
That's it?
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Not
Don't you usually
necessarily.
leave your viewers on a happy note?
Nope.
Before making
Nope.
them wait
Nope.
a whole
Nope.
At Hallmark,
No.
generally, yes.
See.
For,
Okay.
for
Well,
other
if it was
networks,
Hallmark.
probably not.
It
But
was
for
Hallmark,
Hallmark,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
I like you're thinking positive.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's
Okay,
be
that's positive.
here.
So boring though.
I said it's gonna blow up in the finale. I don't know if it'll be resolved. So like going Julana's route, they could resolve it also that same episode. Alexandria, I think the Pecks are definitely gonna come back. The parent Pecks, PPs, the parent Pecks, are gonna come back and talk to David because he really needs that closure. You can tell it's bothering him. Jess, flipping into the preview, I saw like a little bit. For next week, I think it is something in the wood. Termites, something. Jess's business is going to be in trouble, but I think, with Daddy's help, he's going to save her. But that is going to be exactly what Trace needs, that distraction to get his bridge back, which is going to be so good.
Yeah, it's all going to coincide. I agree. Megan will read Bree's manuscript. Emotions will explode on a boat. I still think it's going to be on a boat.
I still
boat,
think
man.
that too.
It's going to be on the boat. All right. And Jess, yes, I think it's termites or some type of water damage. But we did see, well, we know that Mick can help with, contracting and all that. So I think there's going to be a moment where Jess is going to be worried that she's going to lose the B&B or something's going to happen to the B&B. But I think she's going to ultimately be fine. She can't lose that B&B. That's kind of... That's
her
her
baby.
thing. Yeah, that's her thing. That's not to say that defines her, but that's like her big passion project. That's her storyline. So you can't take that away from her.
What does she call it though? That fancy word?
Auberge.
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 I like it.
I like it too. And I think Trace will dissolve the partnership with Mick. I think he's going to be doing it. And he's going to maybe use his tour money to pay off everything, pay off the bridge, pay off all the assets, and then go with the contract, dissolve the partnership, and actually own the bridge himself.
So like
Wow.
he's gonna buy
He's
Mick
going
out.
to buy Mick out.
All right, let's hop into a
it'd be
little
great.
bit of fan prediction.
Yes, you do that.
Okay. So Chris said, Julana, perhaps the bridge will become a radio station that Trace would run, a recording studio for him.
There's a recording studio in the attic, supposedly.
I'm still gonna stick with the different genre bar scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I like that.
And then Debbie and my mom Melina says Connor told Trace about the loophole in the contract. Hopefully, Trace doesn't rat out Connor.
No, I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I think he'll
If
just take this.
if he did
use
it, it
this
would be a
advantage.
slip. It would be a slip.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be on purpose.
No, I think Trace would be like, "Hey, I can read. I can understand a contract." Because also Mick did say, "Take a look at your contract," and then be like, "So I did, and I found this.
Yeah.
Boom. Now I'm using it against you."
Yeah.
Now I see Mick is gonna find out though that his own
Yeah.
son kind of
I don't
stabbed
think
him
he
in the
needs to
back.
know.
No, but do you
I
think he's
don't
gonna find out though
but
by
I think he's
accident?
gonna find out somehow, and then he's gonna find out it's Connor, and then like the mending relationship's gonna go back down again. That's a long prediction. Okay.
Because the fact that Connor was just like, please hope I'm on good terms with my dad. Just because he said that, I'm like, oh man, he might find
Right.
out.
Now there's gonna be a problem now.
I don't think he's gonna find out.
I can see that, but also if you think about it, if Mick lost this quote unquote investment of the bridge, Mick is still going to be fine business wise. This isn't going to be like a huge damper on his career or his portfolio. Mick honestly doesn't need the bridge.
No, he doesn't.
This isn't going to ruin him. It ruined Trace more than it ruined Mick, dissolving this partnership.
Sure.
So I think that's why Trace is going to fight harder, fight like heck for this bridge.
I want him to.
I do.
I want him to.
Yeah. So I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to pay it off and buy Mick out. It's going to be awesome.
So no more touring for Trace after this?
Yeah.
That
more
did
torn.
that a long time ago.
Yeah, I was like, choice is done.
He's too family man, which is good. He will choose the family over his career, which is a problem, but I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm just so over it. Over the touring, over that band.
Over Lee, what's her name?
Oh,
Yeah, Lee.
well, no, what's her name? Let's just keep it like that.
Lee and John. Sorry, like, they're fine, but, like, that's his past. He needs to look forward to the present and future. All right. All right, that's it. Thank you, everyone, for always tuning in every week on YouTube and definitely on iTunes. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and rate us 5 stars there. Leave us a nice comment, and we'll shout you out there. In the meantime, where can everyone keep following you?
You guys can follow me at Cooking with Carlina, and then on Twitter at Cook with Carlina.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tay Alexandria TV.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Julana.
And you can follow me everywhere at Serafini TV. You can follow all of us here, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those fun social media platforms. Definitely tune in next week. We have special guest Jessica Sipos in studio.
Yay!
She plays Sarah, and we have a lot to talk to her about. So definitely tune in for that. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.